Hi, I'm Steven.
And I'm Courtney.
And this is Cherry Knoll Whiskey Reviews. Today we're going to be looking at Oak and Eden. So Oak and Eden is kind of a neat up-and-coming blender. They're finishing certain bottles, and then they're also doing these kind of neat personalized bottles. So both of these are examples of their personalized project. As you can see, they both have a oak spiral in them. So this allows the whiskey to be aged in the bottle. I'm not too sure aged is the right word, but more of
The whiskey's
infused.
Right.
So the two examples we have here, the first one was a Christmas present to me from my lovely wife. It is a 4-grain, so it's going to be corn, malted barley, rye, and wheat. And this one has a American oak stave with a medium toast char, and it's infused with orange. And then the other one we have, this one is also 90 proof. The other one we have is a wheated bourbon. It's got the same American oak stave with the medium char, except this one is infused with maple. So with being able to customize them, you can customize the label by adding a name. So this one has my name on it, and this one I picked up afterwards as a experiment for this channel. So essentially what my thought is we will, over a course of time, kind of take samples of that bottle to see how time affects how it tastes, the flavors and the oakiness. I do know that with a oak spiral you can still infuse too much oak and it can become over oaked and unpleasant. So the plan is to take a bunch of different samples, one every few weeks or one a month, and eventually when I finally hit a point where I'm like, okay, I think it's becoming, too much oak, I'll pull out the spiral, and then we can go back and look at 6 months, a year progression of how it kind of developed over time. We did actually end up shooting this video once before, and the audio and video ended up messed up on a portion of it, so I had to scrap it, and now we're reshooting it. So when we opened it, we did take a sample of it. So the color is just about the same, maybe a little bit darker now. It's going to be hard for you guys to see, but we put a date on it, and we will again put a date on a sample from today and kind of go from there.
Makes sense.
So do you want to start with the 4-grain?
Is that the orange one?
That's the orange one.
Yes, sir.
So right off the bat, you do get a ton of citrus in the nose.
You do.
And it's kind of followed up by a fruity grain smell.
Also, if it makes any sense, it smells very light.
Yes. Yeah, it's not...
It doesn't smell like a heavy whiskey.
Right, it doesn't have like leathers or
Correct.
really dark notes. It's a very light floral, and fun whiskey.
I feel like I almost smell now versus last time when we filmed this. I feel like I smell like an amaretto type of scent now versus before. Before I don't think I smelt that. Now I think I do.
Yeah, I can kind of see that. But yeah, it's very light, sweet, with citrus, berries, and someone is trying to make a guest appearance. Berries, citrus, vanillas, kind of like a dusty grain note, like a flower.
Which that sounds weird when you think about orange, because orange is so citrusy.
Right.
So it's very weird to me to say orange, vanilla, and berries all together in one sentence, because to me they don't go together. But
you get a fruit cocktail type thing, and sometimes it's got citrus in it.
Agreed. Oh, we are tasting it.
Yeah, so on the palate right away,
straight orange.
You get that orange. And it's orange creamsicle almost with that vanilla aftertone.
Yes.
You go from a citrus to vanilla right away, which adds a really pleasant creamsicle note.
This is very drinkable.
Yes.
Extremely.
I think it would make a amazing old fashioned.
With that orange.
Right.
Yes.
The orange and the vanilla.
Yes. Totally agree. That's a very easy drinker. Without a doubt.
Yeah, so I don't think it's overly oaky yet.
Nope. I would agree.
The oak is still fairly subdued and not super present. So I would guess that, they're getting their distillate from MGP, and I would think that this distillate would either be a very small age statement, 1 or 2 years before they do this process, or possibly even less. So it's a fairly young distillate that they are using for this process. That way, if it sits on your shelf for 6 months, a year and a half, you're not going to end up
developing so much
like
oak.
super over oaked before you get a chance to drink through the bottle. But I do think giving it some time is definitely going to create more flavor.
Right.
So, if you want to try it as soon as you get a bottle.
Actually, they say on their website, once you get it, you have to wait 3 to 4 weeks before opening it.
Right.
So you're not supposed to open them as soon as you get them. It does say to wait almost a month. Which, the nice thing about this with the Christmas present is I ordered it back in October. So by the time you got it for Christmas, we were able to open it when we wanted because we didn't have to wait that extended period of time.
It was ready right away.
Right.
But it's definitely developing really nicely.
Yep.
It's
I'm very surprised because it was definitely a hit or miss as far as to try it, and it's definitely for me, I think it's a very good hit, and I think even now when we try the maple one, because you got the maple one with a coupon,
right,
it's going to be even more beneficial because I just think it's going to be more beneficial.
Right, so the maple one is 114 proof, and it's a wheated bourbon, so I think they're replacing the rye with wheat, so there's no rye in this mash bill at all.
Oh.
So it'd just be corn, wheat, and malted barley.
Which, this company is very interesting. It seems like every season they're coming out with something new. Around Christmas, they came out with a cranberry infusion. And I think right now they have a rye one that's infused with raspberries, I believe. So they're definitely evolving, and I think that's definitely going to help them. And I think we might buy another one in the near future, like this year, because I just want to try more flavors and more combos.
Yeah, the the combination of, yeah, I think there's like 4 different drop-down menus of things to pick from.
As far as the barrel, as far
everything.
as the stick,
Everything.
there's lots.
Yeah, so there's like 6 different drop-down menus, and in each of those drop-down menus, there's
multiple options.
So, yeah, you could probably make 50 different bottles, and they would all be different.
Yep, exactly.
So,
because
for the most part,
just here you have 90 proof and 114, and then you also have wheat.
2 different mash bills.
Right.
And 2 different infusions.
Flavor, yes, correct. So, for me, orange is super drinkable and super... If this was anyone's first time whiskey, this would be I think this would be a great whiskey to start off with.
Yeah, with it being 90 proof, it's not overly punching you in the face with alcohol, so it's very smooth and drinkable, like you were saying. And then with that infusion of orange, it's very easy to be like, okay, yeah, I'm getting orange notes.
Yeah.
And I'm getting these different flavors, and it's just a easier time of it.
Yep. And even at that, if someone doesn't like orange, they can pick vanilla, coffee, any of their other like 12 or 15 flavors that they have to pick from on their website. So.
Alright, you ready to go into the maple?
I am, except I'm liking the orange.
Are you?
I am. Alright.
So, the maple is a little bit higher proof.
Yep. Ooh, it smells extremely sweet.
Yeah, you don't get a ton of alcohol on the nose.
No.
So, with it being almost 24 proof higher, it doesn't feel it on the nose.
Right. To me, this smells almost as if you made a creme brulee and instead of putting sugar on the top, you somehow had maple syrup, like, bits, and you, like, heated those up on top and had them melt to get crunchy on top.
Right,
that's
like
what
a candy floss, maple candy floss.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a ton of a vanilla maple sweetness.
But then that makes me scared because, as we have discussed before, you never want to get whiskeys that are pre-infused. Like when we first started, I got that honey one.
Right. So it's not the pre-infused. It's that a lot of the flavored whiskeys aren't like a whiskey. They'll use a unaged, like, neutral grain spirit, or they'll cut a bourbon with a neutral grain spirit,
right,
and then add flavoring to cover up any off-putting notes.
So my only thing would be, hopefully this isn't too sweet, which I don't think it will be.
I don't think it will be.
But it just smells very, like, almost as if you picked up one of those Werther's Original candies and you're sucking on it.
Right.
That's what it smells like to me.
It's got, probably because of the maple, but I'm getting a lot of pancake vibes.
What, like you would reduce this and put it on your pancake?
Because you do get, like, a grain note.
Agreed.
A flowery grain. Like, not flour as in
like the
petals, but flour as in grain.
Right. I could see that.
It's got the kind of mix to be a pancake.
It does.
See if it's too sweet. It is very sweet. But it's not like a flavored whiskey or
yes. Because when we first tried those were...
Right. They were a sugar bomb, and that was about it.
Yes. So it smells very sugary, but it does not taste that way, which is what you want.
Right. It's not overly...
Correct.
Sugary. It is very sweet, but it's not like you just took a spoonful of sugar and that's all you're getting.
So for 114 proof, it's a little bit on the edge of maybe too much of a high proof for me. It's still drinkable, but like the other ones we've tried where I sadly have made faces for.
Right. That 130 proof.
Is that what they are?
Is a little bit tougher.
So I think it's still fine for me. I would still drink it.
It's on the edge of sippable and
Yes.
that eyedropper of that 130.
Yes.
So you can still take a sip of it and not blow your palate out, but you're not like having to remind yourself, okay, I need to take next to nothing so that I can taste things other than alcohol.
Right. Yeah, so those 130s are a little too much. So for people who like their whiskey a little bit stronger, but not so strong that you are killing your taste buds, this 114 proof is perfect.
Right. If you're trying to move up in the proof range,
Right. Yeah.
and experiment further with something higher proof, or you really enjoy a higher proof mixed drink and you know you're going to be adding things into the drink, but
Right.
you still want a whiskey with a flavor in it, that's a really good option for creating good mixed drinks.
But see, now taking like my third sip of this, I don't feel like it's that strong. But when we did the 130s...
Right. Once you start getting used to the proof, we went from 90 proof up to the 114, so you feel that proof jump right away.
Right.
But, it's more, you're able to acclimate to it a little bit easier than 130.
So, my preference, I think I prefer the orange.
Do you?
I do. I think because it's a less proof, I think I'm like 100 proofer and below.
Add a little bit of water. See if that helps it.
Nope.
No?
Nope. I
Don't
didn't
want
want
to try
to.
that?
Nope. Nope.
Well, any final thoughts on it?
I would like to try their other ones. Whether
Right.
it's their already like infused ones or a pick and choose, like make your own combo. Because to me, like the raspberry one seems interesting. When they had the cranberry one for fall, that seemed very interesting because I think in my head, how many whiskeys can you buy that are infused like that? Because a lot of the whiskeys you buy are just, they're in a different barrel, or they're infused in a different barrel, or they sat in a barrel for a little bit longer. So for me, to get an infused one like this, where it's not them adding a flavor, like the honey ones that I started to get when we first started looking into whiskeys, I think I would like them. So I think it's just more of I can't wait to try more.
Right.
And different ones.
Yep.
Like, to me, I think raspberry in the 90 proof would be bomb.com. But, like, vanilla, I feel like would be, like, just an ordinary whiskey. You're not going to be getting too much more.
Becoming repetitive with flavors that you already find in whiskey.
Right, correct. And here it is with the orange and maple. You're not... How many are you finding that orange other than, like, Valencia, which is an orange infusion?
It's not infusion. It's a finishing.
Right. Which, the whole reason I got this one for him for Christmas was we were out of the Penelope Valencia. And we could not find it. It was his favorite. We had a little bit left, and I was trying left and right to find something extremely, extremely similar. And I saw that Oak and Eden had the option for you to infuse it with orange. So my idea was to buy it to see how close it was to Penelope. Not knowing the mash build of Penelope or any of that, just more of it was orange for orange, which may not be the closest comparison, but...
Right, which Penelope also uses MGP as their base spirit that they are finishing the Valencia in.
Right.
So, for a apples to apples kind of comparison, we're just finishing a different way.
Right.
But the
With
base
the
spirit
different...
would be the same.
Right, gotcha.
Yep.
So maybe in a near future video we'll do Penelope and Oak and Eden Orange.
Right. Good comparison video between two citrus-based whiskeys.
I think though price-wise they would be about the same, but it would be a nice compare.
I think the
Penelope's
Oak and
more.
Eden is a little bit cheaper. The Valencia's gone up in price.
Okay. So then there you go. If we'll do a comparison in the near future of the two, and we'll be the judges for you guys as far as which one.
Right. Let you know how close it is and if you're better off just getting a Oak and Eden with a orange infusion
Right.
over spending the extra money on a kind of limited run of Penelope.
So in case you guys do buy these, they do come packaged very well because we don't have any stores around us that sell Oak and Eden, which is why I was able to buy them off the website. I believe it took about 2 weeks to get to New Jersey here, but they're packaged very nicely and very...
So you get a box inside of a box. So this is the box that you get that's kind of inside, so it's very nice packaging.
I think even inside of that.
I took out the
Insert?
center insert, but they've got a insert that holds
The bottle.
the bottle away from all the edges and kind of cushions it.
But it's designed very nicely and the bottle doesn't move, so
Right.
if that was any of your worries as far as ordering a bottle, because normally you buy them from a store, they
Right, so this went from Texas to New Jersey with no issues.
correct, both of them.
Right.
So,
with all that being said, thanks for watching. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe. Catch you on the next one.
toodaloo.